these demo days. So we'll just have LE Pace, the show and tell channel. That's where we want you guys to share any of the projects you've been working on. They can be new ideas, they can be more developed ideas, but that's where we'd like for them to be shared. Okay, so before we get started, really quick, housekeeping notes. We'll have a Q&A session towards the end. So if you have any questions throughout the discussion for either team, just put those in the chat. Do not raise your hand. We won't answer your hand raisings. So just, put them in the chat and keep your questions relevant to the topic and be respectful to everybody that is speaking. And the session will also be recorded today. So if you have to jump out or you want to view it later, we'll have it on the Coinbase YouTube channel. Okay, so without further ado, I'll have Eric take over here. He's going to have Crypto DeFi get started, and we'll have 10 minutes per team, and we have 5 teams or projects presenting today. So we'll have Crypto DeFi up first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacob. I'm the creator of CryptoDeFi.com. So Crypto DeFi is a side project that I've been working on using the CDB platform. I've forever been a huge fan of crypto and DeFi, and as I saw the base platform, evolve and the on-chain kit be produced, I wanted to see what I could put together. And I also have been a fan of the Moonwell protocol. So what I've put together, and I'm going to show you today, is effectively a new fun UI front end to allow people to learn how to get on chain in a groovy way, is how I'm proposing it. So what's cool about this is that there's both an AI agent meeting as well as a couple different things. So I used to work at Coinbase, and one of the things that Brian and team like to highlight a lot are these verbs. So on the website, you can kind of come in and do all the things that are the DeFi verbs. So you can supply, you can borrow, you can lend using the Moonwell protocol, which is one of the newer base focused DeFi protocols. Next slide, please. You can also use the on-chain kit to use your wallet, which is something that I'll show being created using the smart wallet to swap in and out of different currencies, to buy different tokens that are available in the Uniswap or other type of liquidity pools that are available. I'm also using Moralis to show different charts on this cryptodefi.com, which is great. Next slide, please. The last thing that is really fun is that, most of my normie friends don't know much about crypto. So what I've done is I've put together what I'm calling an AI agent that has been taught all the things about Moonwell, smart wallets, DeFi, Base, and other concepts like what is the CBBTC, things like that. So the verbs here are talk, learn, and do. The next slide will be a video, which you can't really hear, so we're going to mute it for all of you, and I'll just talk over it for now. Hi. Okay, so when you first come to the page, you can kind of see in the top right corner the get started, which is the creation of a smart
Did
wallet.
not lose the video? Sorry, keep going.
All good. And hopefully what you can see is that there's lots of available things together. You can see how much your wallet has when you log in, and you can see all the different markets. What I'm first showing here is that somebody can click and talk to the AI agent, then ask things. So for instance, this agent is asking, hey, what do you want to know about? And in this context, me in the bottom left corner, I'm asking the agent about CBBTC. What I'm trying to propose is, what if someone got Bitcoin and they don't really understand it? So you can ask them what it is, and the bot will kind of explain, oh, it's a wrapped token and whatnot. Now that you kind of have an understanding of what is possible talking to the bot, which has lots of information, the video kind of comes back and highlights that you can now go through all the on-chain kit functionality as well as the Moonwell things. So I think I'm about to go to the top right and show that with a passkey, so either your iOS device or your computer, you can create a new wallet within seconds using the Coinbase's smart wallet technology. I go ahead and I create it, I use my finger, and boom, a new wallet is created. I'm kind of highlighting like, look, here's a new wallet, there's nothing in it, and you can fund it with Coinbase using cash or debit card. In this case, I'm kind of explaining that I have CBBTC in a different wallet, and I'm going to send it over to this new wallet we created together to test out the functionality. So I believe I'm probably taking it on my phone, gonna send it over, and then within a few seconds, you should be able to like refresh the page and see you have your new wallet, you have some assets there. What I'm highlighting is that you can see that Bitcoin's in there now. You have the ability to convert it using the swap functionality of on-chain kit or transfer it if you like, using some of that technology as well. But then in this case, I'm proposing that you may want to hold this accruing asset. You believe that Bitcoin's going to go up and you actually want to borrow against it. So that's the power of DeFi, for instance. You can supply your Bitcoin to a market and get a high yielding percentage. So in that case, I think it was 1.3% last night. I'm showing that like using your smart wallet, you can supply it and get sponsored by the paymaster that Coinbase provides. Bitcoin is being taken, put into the the Moonwell smart protocol, and using your finger automatically authenticated just in seconds. And within a few seconds, you see on chain that your transaction went through, you've supplied it, and then you should be able to go in and actually see that it is ready to be used. What's important, the next thing I'm showing here is that you always need to enable your collateral if you want to borrow against it. So another transaction, another seamless use of the on-chain kit, which is great, using some of the CDP functionality in the background. And now you have your Bitcoin enabled inside of the Moonwell protocol, all through the Crypto DeFi Fun UI. And you're seeing that $20 is available, accruing interest, but then you have the ability to do other things such as borrow. So now you can kind of go up and click that borrow button and take a safe amount of USDC, the Coinbase's stablecoin, actually Circle's stablecoin now. You can confirm and borrow against your collateral. So in this case, $4 is roughly 25%, a very safe amount. You don't have to pay any gas. You're being sponsored by that paymaster. And it's very quick and easy to kind of use the crypto DeFi mechanisms across the platform. I'm working on a lot of things, like taking some of the CDP data to show the activity, working on the transfer functionality, and and as they improve the protocol and on-chain kit, I'll be adding all the new functionality as it comes. So hopefully you have some questions about what I've built here, but it's a new fun front end for the Moonwell protocol on Base using on-chain kit. So thank you very much. Cheers.
That was awesome. Thanks so much. And good timing. Okay, next speaker is Tipping Point. You can go to the next slide, Eric. Yeah. Okay, you can get started.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan, co-founder of Tipping Point, and thanks for having me here today, and thank you all for your time and attention. Tipping Point is
Your
a
microphone,
crowdfunding.
hey Jonathan, your
Yeah.
microphone's doing a little clipping noise a little bit. I don't know if it's your headphones maybe.
It might be the wire there. I'll try holding it in place. Is that okay? Still having an issue?
Yeah. We can go to another
Yes.
team and come back maybe.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next team quick, Eric, and then come back to Tipping Point. Okay, Rentality.
Hi, everyone. My name is Konstantin. I'm a business development lead here at Project Rentality. So at Rentality, we're essentially driving efficiencies and enabling new business models in the shared mobility space, one use case at a time. And we've picked up the car rental business to start with, and Miami, Florida, as the initial geography where we've launched. So we think of ourselves as the first blockchain car rental platform out there, and happy to share with you the details of what we do. Next, please. So if you think about the car sharing and car rental space, it's a huge business. There's hundreds of millions of cars being shared. There's a tenth of millions of users they're using those cars, and essentially this industry generates hundreds of millions of dollars every other year. But the thing is that we think it is largely inefficient. Think about the Turo model. Last time I checked, Turo had about 1,700 employees. And those people were involved in the lead gen, sales, marketing, operations, claims processing, all this wonderful jazz. That we think you can do much more effectively and efficiently with the on-chain capabilities. And of course, with the wonderful toolkits that the CDP platform and services offer to us. So we think that this industry is prone to intermediation. It lacks the efficiency. It doesn't offer the ability to transact using digital assets. It doesn't have the transparency and the pricing and the fees. And hey, probably each of you has rented the car, and you have to wait until the end to see what the price point is going to be. So very inefficient industry that we're looking to transform through the on-chain capabilities and through the business model innovation. Next, please. So here's what we do. We've written close to 40 smart contracts at a base. We're actually running the base mainnet these days, and use the CDP service that we're going to talk about in a sec. And we are cutting down the intermediation cost by helping the hosts on the left-hand sides and guests transact directly using crypto. And guess what? Once the hosts start making more money, they start reinvesting into the fleet. They start, taking a better care of their fleet. But also guests are getting better user experience, better vehicles, better cars. And, through that, we're essentially able, and through the token economics that we're going to talk about later, extract some of the value and also introduce some of the new business models, like the ability for the crypto investors to invest and essentially benefit from the economics of this transaction process. Moving on, please. So from the capabilities and features perspective, hey, besides moving to the on-nets and the 40 smart contracts that I mentioned, we're using AI to the extreme, whatever possible. Everything from the AI agents that interact directly with the blockchain to optimize on the business processes, to using the computer vision for the claim processes, which makes things much more effective and efficient. From the lead generation perspective, we're not looking to spend money on Google's and Facebook's, of course. We've built our referral program, and we're incentivizing all the targeted actions on the platform, from making the referral to staying loyal and repeat customers on the platform, to doing some of the targeted actions, essentially helping our community monetize some of the targeted actions and be able to benefit from the wider adoption. From the co-investment perspective, I just alluded that, hey, the crypto investors these days, through the economics of the token, will be able to tap into the larger pools, that's going to be administered by the, essentially the master hosts. And you put in a little money. This money buys you a fleet of cars. We take care of the cars. We pay you the dividends. That makes investments easy, and you being able to make the right rate of returns that you're looking for. So we think that's a radical innovation from the connected and shared fleet perspective and from the business model perspective. And of course, we're using different partners, like Demo is a big one for us, where we extracting all of the vehicle analytics and put it in the hands of hosts to make sure that they see where the car is, what's the gas or electricity usage, whether the car was, sort of went to the places where not supposed to go and stuff like that, to the extent that hosts can actually, disable the car and switch over the car, especially if those are some of the most recent cars out there on the market. So we're providing a lot of great tools for hosts to manage and extract the appropriate analytics. Moving on. Hey, CDP service has been really great for us, and we've started using them in our platforms, from seamless onboarding, and we've integrated with a smart wallet, enabling really fast and smooth onboarding to our customers, to the on-chain verification. Currently, we're verifying cars, making sure that they make the configuration, the the specific car or the vehicle is appropriately verified on chain. And we're going to continue doing that up until as more services going to be released by Coinbase and then by Base essentially. And at some point, we might even consider running some of the KYC processes and the verification mechanisms once and when there's going to be available for us. And of course, the on-chain key integration. Hey, we'd love to enable smoothen the user experience by tapping into the avatars, into the domains that are available on the on-chain, and sort of put them to our platform to smoothen the transition and adoption for Coinbase customers. So the CDP service has been great to us. We're going to continue using them wherever possible. Next, please. From the partner ecosystem, you see Base here at the center. So of course, we've built on the Base mainnet close to 40 smart contracts. But previous our account abstraction partner, Civic, is the KYC partner. We're working with Google, and they're providing a bunch of great AI capabilities for us. Layer 0 Filecoin for storing the vehicle pictures and all sort of other attributes. So this is a very nice and fledgling ecosystem, and we're looking to build for the future of Web 3.0, and looking to always add more partners, into the ecosystem. Next, please. From the roadmap ahead, look, the car sharing and rental business is huge. As you can see, our targets are very, very aggressive. We're looking to hit about 2 million transactions on Base up until 2027, 2 million guests, over 780,000 trips. So that's great. But think about it, there's vehicles, but there's much more than vehicles out there. There's scooters, there's boats. So once we test and adopt the business model and define the unit economic here in Miami, and we've launched, we're operational. So next time, guys, here in Miami, make sure that you get a vehicle from us. We could potentially extract it and extrapolate it to other industries and to other means of transportation. And through that, we're looking to gain, the leadership in this segment, challenge and ruffle some feathers with existing 2.0 competitors and make money. And of course, one of our objectives in the short term is to be integrated and stay integrated with the Coinbase ecosystem, and hopefully get a chance to be present in the wallets and be sort of a native and very intuitive, service to the Coinbase customers and to the users of the wallets. And with that, guys, thank you so much. Whenever in Miami, please let us know or get a car from us, and you're going to enjoy the experience and the wonderful technology that we have to offer. Thank you, everyone. And thanks for having me here.
I think we have a demo for your team right after this slide.
Yep. So there's a little demo.
Perfect. And then we'll just go back to the other team before this. Okay.
New level of convenience with the integration and Coinbase Smart Wallet. Here you can see how it works. I log in using my Coinbase Smart Wallet to get started. Then I create my Rentality account in just seconds by connecting my wallet. To proceed, I scan a QR code on my mobile phone to confirm the connection. Once I approve the action, I use Face ID to securely complete the process. This system ensures maximum security by using my wallet's private key to sign transactions directly on the blockchain. With this integration, Rentality makes account creation seamless and secure while keeping all funds safely within the platform. Not only is this process fast, but it also simplifies car rentals. Users can now book cars with crypto in just a few clicks.
So cool. Thank you so much, Rentality. Okay, Eric, let's go back to Tipping Point because Jonathan's microphone's working now.
Okay. Thanks, y'all. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Just had to turn the computer off and back on, it seems. Anyway, I'm Jonathan, co-founder of Tipping Point. Again, thanks y'all for being here. Tipping Point is a crowdfunding platform built on Base that lets users create campaigns to raise money from their network. In addition to being built on the blockchain, Tipping Point is different from other crowdfunding platforms in that contributors only pay if the campaign to which they've pledged funds is guaranteed to succeed. Hence the name Tipping Point. Here's how it works. Next slide, please. Campaign creators start by adding some basic information to their campaign, like a name, description, and photo or video, as well as a deadline by which their invitees have to opt in or out. Next, they set their goals for the campaign, namely a certain amount of money they want to raise, either in total or per person, and or a number of people they want to participate. Then they're given an invite link to send out to their network. When their peers decide to opt into the campaign, they don't actually send the money at that moment. It's only if the campaign hits its goals by the deadline that their pledges are collected and sent directly from their wallet to the campaign creator's wallet. Creators pay a small 1.5% fee on top of their contributions, but only if the campaign to which they've collected succeeds or tips. If the campaign fails, nothing happens. No money moves and no fees are charged. So, why did we set things up this way? Next slide, please. Group-based initiatives, as it turns out, are way more difficult than they should be, and they often fall short or never even start to begin with, not for lack of collective desire, but because of two main reasons: the inconvenience for both the organizer and the contributors, and an inherent concern from both parties that the objective or project won't get fully funded. Creators, the people collecting money, don't want to put up their own money entirely out of a fear of not being reimbursed or achieving enough participation to cover the investment, while contributors are concerned that if they contribute but others do not, that their money will at worst be wasted on a failed campaign or at best returned to them, possibly at some unknown point in the future and probably without interest. So there's an obvious opportunity cost there, in addition to the risk of being an early mover in a situation where success can only be attained through reaching a critical threshold of collective action. Tipping point eliminates risk for both the fundraisers and contributors by ensuring that no one has to contribute any money unless the campaign has all the support it needs to succeed. Campaign creators can create campaigns for free, and they never pay fees themselves, ensuring that they collect 100% of the money they request. Additionally, to my third bullet point here, we solve an important mechanical pricing issue when it comes to splitting a fixed cost, which I'll address in a few minutes on another slide when I go through our various campaign types. But before I do, now that I've explained the first way that we're different from other crowdfunding platforms, I want to review some of the other benefits Tipping Point provides to its users by building on Base instead of traditional Web 2 payment rails. Next slide, please. By cutting out the middlemen, like banks, payment processors, and credit card companies, Tipping Point is able to offer its users the lowest fees of any crowdfunding platform in existence, just 1.5% paid by contributors and only on campaigns that successfully hit their tipping point. In comparison, most crowdfunding platforms charge two separate fees: a payment processing fee of about 3% and a platform fee that goes to the company, typically 5% or more. So right off the bat, fundraisers are looking at 8% fees, often more if the campaign wants to, say, include international contributions, where fees are paid on currency conversions and so on. Even if you're a legally recognized charity, where the companies often waive their platform fee, you're still looking at a 3% payment processing fee. So at 1.5%, Tipping Point is fully 50% cheaper than the cheapest fundraising options available. I'm sure that everybody paying attention to this, understanding how blockchains works, knows the rest of it. So I'll kind of run through this pretty quickly. But other benefits, of course, on building on Base is that you get your funds instantly. As soon as your campaign tips, you receive your funds. Because Tipping Point is entirely on chain and never touches fiat, users don't need to provide any personal or financial data to set up an account. All they have to do is connect their wallet, select a display name, and they're good to go. Not only does this streamline our onboarding process, but because we never collect any sensitive user data in the first place, never at risk of being stolen or abused. Next up, seizure resistance. User funds are always self-custodied in their wallets. Tipping Point never has access to any funds at any time. We don't even utilize an escrow in our smart contract. Users simply sign messages proving an intent to contribute if a campaign succeeds, and if it tips, their funds are sent directly from their wallet to the campaign creator's wallet. Of course, once a transaction is submitted to the network, there's no way for Tipping Point to stop or censor it. And finally, in addition to standard fundraising options you'll find on other platforms, Tipping Point offers a handful of unique campaign types designed to solve the collective action problems that I mentioned earlier. So if you can go to the next slide, I'll run through those now and provide a few quick examples. So our first two are crowdfunding style campaigns, where if the campaign tips, every contributor will end up paying the same amount. And the last two are fundraisers, where contributors can pay whatever amount they want. Split fixed cost is probably my favorite campaign type, and this is where you are trying to, as it says, split one amount of money amongst an unknown number of people. I think the easiest way to explain this is to give an example. Let's say that you want to go on vacation with your friends. And so you're looking on Airbnb to find, say, a nice beach house. You find a place that's right on the beach, great reviews. It's going to sleep 10 people and it costs $1,000. If you go to your friends and you say, hey, who wants to go on vacation? The first question they'll probably ask is, well, how much does it cost? But you won't really be able to tell them at that time, because if you are just going to take the cost of the Airbnb and divide it by however many people go, so everybody contributes the same amount, well, you can't tell somebody how much it costs per person until you know how many people want to go. But most people won't opt in to going on a trip unless they know how much it costs. So you're sort of stuck at this like catch-22 chicken and egg problem where you can't give people a price until you have your attendance numbers, but people won't commit to attending until they know the price. So with our split fixed cost campaign, you could set a campaign to raise $1,000. You can put a minimum and maximum number of participants as your requirements. Maximum, of course, because the house only sleeps so many people, and a minimum so that you can ensure there is a ceiling on the price. And what's really cool is that as more people opt in, the price per person will go down because you're still splitting that same amount over more people. And then as the price goes down, more people are able to opt in because they might have just had a lower budget to start with. And so as you let this process play out, you might start with a higher price per person and only a handful of attendees. But as people join and the price goes down, that lets more people join, which pushes the price down further. And this positive flywheel effect will end up maximizing the number of people that can attend while minimizing the cost per person. So it helps you get past that chicken and egg zero starting point, and it actually gives you the cheapest priced with the most people possible. So we're really excited about seeing how people use it. Next is fixed price per person. This is where you know the cost per person ahead of time and you just want to ensure a minimum number of people. For example, my wife teaches yoga and she'll do group classes where the price per person is $10, but she needs at least a minimum of 5 people. Otherwise, it's just not worth cleaning the house and getting set up. So for group events like catering or tours or things like that, you know the price ahead of time, but you just want to make sure enough people show up. A fixed price per person crowdfunding campaign will be a great option. Third, make or break fundraising. Again, the first two end up in situations where everybody attending pays the same amount, but our fundraising options allow users to contribute whatever they want. Make or break is an all or nothing style where contributors don't actually have to pay anything unless you hit a specific goal. So if you have, say, a construction project where you know you need a certain amount of money, or an idea that you know is going to take X amount of money, you can set that as your goal. And if you get 20, 50, 90% of the way there, nothing happens. It's only if you hit that number that you're able to collect that. And then finally, even though most of this campaign was about, or most of this presentation was about campaigns that have requirements and goals, we do have what's called an Anything Helps fundraiser, where there are no minimums, there are no requirements. As long as you get at least one donation of any amount, you'll collect that money. So great for emergencies, medical, charity, etc. Next slide. So that's a brief introduction to Tipping Point. If you want to check us out, we're not in the App Store, but you can go to tippingpoint.app and, of course, save it to your tablet or phone home screen as a progressive web app. And if you would like to learn more, contact me, get some help, work out a partnership. I'm happy to talk to anybody who's interested in Tipping Point, and you can email me at the address listed. So thanks again for your time.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Jonathan. Okay, next team is Upsave. Yes, Upsave. Yep.
Yep. Good morning, good evening. I'm Jason from Upsave. We provide a platform to save smarter, to save better, and eventually to save more. Next slide, please. So the current landscape about on savings. The 3 months T-bills today yields a 4.25%. And for people in Europe, the euro short-term rate is 3.16% today. So traditional savings offer minimal returns. and they fail to beat inflation, at least in the recent years. On the other hand, we have risky crypto investment. I mean risky because of the volatility. So volatility in an asset is a risk, but also a strength, depending where you stand. But to be honest, as a retail trader, the statistic goes against you, because like the studies show that 7% of the retail trader are in profit. And overall, the exposure to an asset class with such volatility as crypto can be, for some people, mentally exhausting. Stablecoin yield are a bit better than traditional finance, yielding 5 to 8% APR, depending on the network. So there is something to do there. And finally, managing a crypto portfolio is quite complicated. There is a huge amount of news every day, and these news are bidirectional. You have to denoise before taking actions, and sometimes some people won't take action, and that goes against building wealth, because at some point you have to take action, even though there is a lot of noise. So this is the challenge we address. Next slide, please. So yeah, the platform, with our platform, you deposit stable coins into vaults, and the vaults, which are mutual tokenized vaults, compose with other protocols on the blockchain and generate a yield. The interesting thing is, we as Upsafe, we swap the yield for another asset. So if you deposit stable coins, if you deposit USDC, instead of getting your yield paid into USDC, you get your yield paid into BTC, Ethereum, ETH, BTC, ETH, crypto baskets, or even RWAs like digital gold with Tether Gold or Paxos Gold. So your principal, the principal, which is the stable coin in this case, stays safe, because we don't swap the principal, but we only swap the yield. For generating the yield, we land on Aave as of today, but we are also exploring other solutions for generating yield with other protocols like USD Mundane protocol, Spico, and some other, which generates yields from tokenizing T-bills, for example. So yeah, that's how we generate the yield. It's like known protocols. We are non-custodial. We don't have access to your funds, to your principal. We are non-custodial. We use smart accounts, so it's very easy and convenient to onboard users on our application. You can connect with a social, with any social, or no, not any social, but you can connect with Google or an email, and we will generate a wallet for you, and you own the wallet. In the future, we will be shortly integrated with a Coinbase smart wallet. Automate savings. So it's like a DCA, a dollar cost average, but we invest the yield of your principal. We don't invest the principal, we invest the yield. So that happens daily, hourly, and in the future that will be in real time. Yeah, finally, do we offer better yield? I think we do. Let's say, as I said, and being conservative, you can get between 5 to 8% APR on your stable coin, depending on the network. So let's take a 6% yield on your principal. BTC has an annual growth of 103.42% over the last 13 years. So if you reinvest your yield into an asset like BTC, this is not actually 6% you're making every year. That's a 12% yearly. I'm not sure exactly about the math because of the compounding effects and things like that. But basically, the idea, you generated 12% on your yield with a controlled risk. Okay, next slide, please. So where do we use Coinbase today? It's very convenient. CDP has made it very convenient to onboard and on-ramp funds onto Base and other L2s. So obviously we use Coinbase, which is much better than the competition on that topic. We have a vault, which is a Circle vault, so depositing USDC and getting the yield paid into CBBTC, which is the wrapped version of the BTC. Yeah, we use smart accounts integrated with the smart wallet very soon, but as of today, the smart accounts. We benefit from the sponsorship, the gas sponsorship from Coinbase when you are using the Base network. Next slide, please. Yeah, I think that's time for a quick demo. It will be a very quick demo. I will talk over the demo. There is no sound. Okay, so that's the landing page. Yeah, you can just let the demo run for a few seconds. Okay, so this is the landing page. You have the nav bar at the top. I'm already logged in, but yeah, if you logged in, you log in with an email at the moment. So this is the vault we have in production: USDC, WETH, and USDC CBBTC. If you select USDC CBBTC, you can deposit, withdraw, and collect at any time your principal and the interest. So here I deposited 50 USDC into the vault. There is no wallet. There is a wallet, but that's a smart account. So yeah, so transaction is successful. So what happens? I transferred 50 USDC into the vault. The vault swapped the USDC for USDC on Aave, or deposited the USDC on Aave, and I get an ERC20 for that vault. Yeah, so we have a couple of other vaults in development, but these are the two main vaults. So if you go to my wallet, this is a simple wallet page for your smart account. I can transfer my principal and the interest to any wallet. I have a list of the transactions and the accrued interest that are paid daily or hourly, depending on the vault. And I can buy and on-ramp my funds onto Base, for example, with Coinbase on-ramp. It's very well integrated. So basically, it's very simple. The address of your smart wallet is already connected with Coinbase. So if you deposit like 10 euros, they will go instantly into your Base smart account. Okay, so that was the demo. So what type of user do we, what are the user using Upside? That are the user who are risk adverse. They prefer honest yield with greater safety on their principal, and most importantly, that's for the users who wants to retain the full capacity of their capital at any time, but still gaining exposure to crypto assets. Yeah, that was Upside. You can check out the alpha version of the application at app.upsafe.io. And there is a Telegram group that you can join and discuss and discover more about the platform. Thank you very much.
Good job. Thanks so much. Okay, last team we have starting now. Skybridge.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for all tuning in. Guys, I really appreciate the invitation to be here. We've been super stoked. Let's get into it. So I'm Stixel. I'm the founder and CEO of Aviator. We are building 2 flagship DeFi applications. We have a demo for one of them today, which is Aviator Skybridge. A brief overview of what Skybridge does is we are developing and currently publishing and working on updates for Skybridge. It is a custom Ethereum to Base bridge that's fully permissionless. So the idea is that any user can take any existing ETH token or ETH NFT and deploy it to Base and interact with Base applications, including the ones that have presented today as well. So we're trying to really increase the user base of Base blockchain, as well as other optimism chains and other EVM-related chains in future updates. We wanted to build a system to where it's easy for any user, if they own a token, to be able to come and take control of their assets, bring it onto Base with no programming skills required, no hurdles to go through, no permission to ask for. It's a simple process that any user can do on any token. Go ahead and continue on. So like I said, we're working on a few applications. Today's demo is just for Skybridge, but I did want to share a little bit about some other things we're working on. Skybridge has released at the end of October, so we've been on mainnet for just about over a month. I'll have some metrics to share in a future slide on that. Our overall brand is Aviator. We have the fox mascot. We do a bit of a sort of character and lore type approach with custom animations and illustrations. The other flagship application we're doing is Aviator Arcade, which is a DeFi arcade platform, really the first of its kind to integrate Web 2 game developers with Unity and Unreal 6 APIs that they can upload and publish and host their games for free. They can earn token rewards for users who play their games. And in the on-chain economy, people will be able to exchange those for real-world prizes. We also have the Hangar upcoming, which is a merchandise store for our brand. Next, please. One thing that sets Skybridge apart from other bridges is the instantaneousness of it. So not only are we the only bridge to support all existing tokens and all existing NFTs, we're able to bypass Optimism's 7-day withdrawal delay. We currently have withdrawals on certain selected tokens that are 1 hour in duration. So the user can come in and instead of having to wait 7 days to go from Base to mainnet, they're able to get that in an hour. NFTs are much faster. NFTs are actually within seconds. So this is great for particularly with our integration of the arcade, but also other Web3 projects on Base who want to contribute NFT utilities to layer 1 NFTs, especially in the current market. There's a lot of excitement around Pudgy Penguins, given their recent airdrop. There's a lot that can be done with that. So we keep the platform totally open. Next, please. Just a quick little overview, again, of some of the features. We do bridge any token. When I say any token, I mean any token. The way we do this is it's our own token list, and it's a custom wrapper. So as opposed to the official canonical token list that's maintained by Base and by Optimism, we allow anyone to come in instantly, and that includes community members. So it's no longer a requirement for a project dev to have to program anything. We operate using low fees. We just take a flat ETH fee as profit for each transfer, and we have a small liquidity fee that's used for liquidity provider awards in an update that's coming Q1 or Q2. Again, we also have the bypassing of the 7-day delay through our proprietary supersonic liquidity provision. Right now, it's available on our project token, but in a future update, we're vastly expanding it to support every single token that exists. There's also a link below. I know you can't click on it. We have a links page at the end to share some links. Next, please. Here's just a bit of an advantage, competitive analysis to compare our platform versus some others. So we do have, like I've said, a bunch of unique features that I think set us apart and are really poising us to be a very exciting option, not just for users to come and actually use Base and integrate with their favorite Base apps, but for devs of new projects to be able to offer things for ETH Layer 1 users. So if you're building an application on Base and you want to offer utility for an ETH Layer 1 project, you can absolutely do that using our platform. And there's no permission. You don't have to ask us or ask them. Next, please. Just a little bit of metrics for you. Our current TVL is about 150,000. In the first week since we launched, we had quite high volume and deployed over 100 tokens as of now to Base that didn't exist before from ETH Layer 1. Average deposit is only a few minutes. NFT transfers are extremely fast, and a supersonic withdrawal is about an hour. Let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. I wanted to talk briefly about our security. We've invested heavily in that, considering that, of course, a bridge, if you guys have been around crypto for a long time, bridges are some of the most commonly exploited types of protocols, especially ones that hold liquidity. We've done 2 audits from Hacken, very prestigious auditing company, and were previously featured on the front page of their platform before a recent redesign. We're also KYC certified with our KYC partners and work extensively on legal compliance in the EU and the US. If we could go to the next slide, please. Just a little bit about a couple things we've done since launch. We've been entirely self-funded. I've paid for about 90% of the project myself from previous work. I used to work for Shiba Inu for a couple of years, and since started this company. We were happy to work with Base directly to do a really cool mint on our commercial that we were able to actually mint quite a lot. It's just a free mint to commemorate the launch. We worked with a professional base jumper. Of course, a base jumper jumping into Base, pun heavily intended. We've also done Twitch partnerships with a couple great streamers. And you can just see a bit here. We're working on different questing opportunities. We partner with Zebek for a custom debit card. We're currently the most upvoted project on Aerodrome. We're hoping to be able to work with them at some point in the future. We do, very organic outreach. Not a lot of KOL or anything like that. Let's go to the next slide. I'll just run through this. I know I'm kind of running low on time. I do have a short video at the end. So our token launched initially just over a year ago, actually before Base existed. So we launched, in anticipation of wanting to build for Base from the very beginning. Coinbase is obviously, a great player in the industry, and we're all here because of them. So, I'm really thankful. We've taken a lot of advantage on the on-chain kit. So we've used on-chain kit to help with resolving ENS and base names. Also CDP for pulling in different token icons, token chip, token row, and images to make things a lot simpler. As well as we're working on the Coinbase the Smart Wallet gas grants as well to hopefully be able to integrate Paymaster to create a cheaper environment for users who are deploying and bridging on Base. We can go ahead and skip the next slide and go into the video. That's just a list of links if everybody wanted to take a screenshot. Our website is just aviator.ac. You can think of AC for arcade. And last but not least, we have a demo video. There's no sound. I'll just go ahead and talk over it. So this was on launch day, last October. There's a really interesting question in the chat about, like concerns about different bridges. So we wanted to do this video. Oh, I think we lost the video. Okay, there we go. So you'll navigate to bridge.aviator.ac and you'll see an interface similar to this. This is us deploying our own token, using our own bridge as the first deploy. So you'll come in here, we want to bridge a token, and we see it doesn't exist. A deploy is required. So we can navigate here, and the UI is going to walk us through the whole process. There's just a small network fee, and we collect a small fee to publish a token on Base from ETH Layer 1. So again, we're doing this on mainnet with our own token. So we really wanted to demonstrate that we're extremely confident what we do. So you can see, we'll just go through. Of course, Coinbase Smart Wallet is supported. Just for the example, we had MetaMask. And you can see we've done a transaction to deploy the token. And it's just going to take only a moment. And just like that, we're on Base. Boom, that's simple. So it gives you the link to go ahead and check out the publication on Basescan. Skybridge handles the minting and burning of everything as well. You can check out the activity tab for more details on your transaction with a timestamp and again, an Explorer link for you to look back. And it's that simple. There's no permission. Anyone can come in and deploy any token. So that was us doing ours. All right, thank you.
Good job, all teams. Thank you so much. That was awesome. That was so cool. Yeah, this is our first time doing demo day with everybody. So really excited. So let's just start with some questions if anyone has any. And if you don't yet, I have a question for each team. So I'll just get started with that quick. Anyone can, let's have Upsave. Can you start here? I'll unmute you. Just kind of wondering, guys, what's next for your projects, if anything? Maybe one thing you're super excited about building next. Upsave, if you don't want to go first, I'll have Stixel go since he's probably just was chatting.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about
Okay.
that. Of course, we're excited for our arcade. We've got a game jam coming out. We try to do one every year. We did one last year and we got 32 like custom built games just for our arcade. Our budget's increased a lot this year, so we're having like a really big prize pool and trying to get a bunch of game devs who want to build for our platform. But also on Skybridge, we're expanding our chain list really soon and adding fast withdrawal support for a lot more assets and adding built-in yield farming. So essentially, it's like a single token staking in a way, to where any project doesn't have to build a staking platform anymore. They can just supply there and they get fees based on the bridge volume of that token across all the chains. So we're pretty excited about that. I think it's going to unlock a lot for a lot of smaller projects that maybe don't have a larger budget to build things like that.
Awesome. Constantine, do you want to go next?
Sure. So just if you don't mind reminding the question really quickly, because I...
Yeah, of course. Just anything just maybe one thing you're really excited about building next for your project. What's coming up?
Yeah, I think one of the things we're extremely excited is, there's a lot of operational efficiency that we could, extract from the technology and building on chain and the great solutions that the Base ecosystem offers. But in our case, we're really looking to enable, a business model innovation. Like we're looking to get, more investors into the platform, and really putting the tools in investors' hands to be able to benefit from the economics of the next generation mobility platforms. Think about investing into the shared mobility regionally or globally or in North America only, or in cars or in all the other transportation means that we're thinking to introduce as we go along. So I think that's innovation of business model, and being able to tokenize cars and potentially partner with large manufacturers to get those cars from the conveyor belt all the way to the Rentality platform and put them in the hands of investors. That's the next big thing for us, and this is what excites us. And maybe we're thinking a little bit bold or a little bit too big, but that's our next big thing.
Cool, thanks. Let's have Upsave go. For some reason, can't hear you. Let's have another speaker go in the meantime that hasn't spoken yet. Tipping Point.
Yeah, thanks. Microsoft still, or the microphone still sound okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. So right now we only have USDC on Tipping Point as a way to collect funds. So one of our first priorities will be to add other stable coins, and then additionally all the top ERC20s, so that various crypto communities can fundraise in their native tokens if they'd like to do that, or just plain vanilla ETH. And we're also going to be working on building a new campaign style called refundable deposits. And this one's exciting because it's actually not intended to collect money like all of our other campaigns, but it is intended to incentivize behavior. I live in Austin, Texas, and we've got a nice little community here, and everybody tends to organize get-togethers through meetup.com. And one of the biggest frustrations is that people will often RSVP to a meetup and then simply not show up. So it can be difficult for someone organizing the meetup, especially if they're willing to fund, whether it be renting a venue or buying some pizzas or beer or whatever it is. If 30 people RSVP and then only 12 show up, that's obviously very frustrating. So we're going to implement a new campaign where if you are able to get whatever critical threshold you set as your goal in terms of the number of people that want to show up, we're going to allow the campaign creator to collect a deposit from anybody who wants to attend. And then when those people show up, if it's in person, they'll be able to scan a QR code on the attendee's phone to automatically refund their deposit. Or if it's a digital event like this, they can log into Tipping Point and go to that campaign and just click a few buttons and refund people's deposits this way. But this will basically ensure that if somebody shows up, great, you get 100% of your money back. And if you flake or don't show up, then the person who organized the event will have, your deposit that then can go towards making up for whatever they spent in your absence. So we're excited to see people play around with that and hopefully enable a lot more communities to bring ideas to life.
Thank you. Okay, I know that each team hasn't spoken, so I just want to give two more people their ability to speak. So let's have Jacob from Crypto DeFi really
Thank
quick with
you.
the same question. Thanks.
Yeah, so I think it's already live, if not soon, but Smart Wallet is coming out with something called spend permissions. My understanding is that functionality is going to allow kind of like subscription based, where you effectively approve somebody on their website once or for a certain amount of time, and then it can do things without asking again. So I'm really excited in trying to add to that AI agent as somebody asks about DeFi and other things about crypto, that it can actually do those actions on behalf of the user. That's what I'm really excited about long term to add to the platform over the next few weeks as it comes out. Thank you for the opportunity. Jacob.
Thank you. Okay, one more time, Upsave. Can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. So sorry. You can put in the chat what you're building next. But I think we're going to close the event out. We're at time. We're over time. Thank you so much, everybody, all the speakers that came today. and the energy in the chat. This is so exciting. And I put it in the chat as well. But yeah, we're trying to feature more projects, ideas, any community engagement that you're having. You know, if you're answering other people's questions, we are picking up community engagement over here on CDP. So yeah, we're just excited to meet more of you and to see what you're building and to host a bunch more workshops coming up next year. And yeah, lessons, we're going to try to bring in some people to teach you, you know, legal issues you might have, or tax questions, or business development questions. So more than just what you can build on our platform, we want to holistically support you in a lot of ways. So yeah, so reach out. We also have forums kind of coming out all the time asking things you might want to learn next. So we'll still post those out. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day, great holiday season, and talk to you soon.
Thanks for having us. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you all speakers. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.